I walked in the place, sat by the bar, all the drinks on me, don't go too far.
People seen it, but they just don't know.
What I told you, Cutter.
People seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they just don't know. People,
Let's go.
people seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Igani on 910 Sports once again. Sorry about that. I had the old music come in. I need to go ahead and erase that. But anyway, man, once again, we on 910 Sports. Want to thank God for this opportunity. As you can see, I'm out here in this truck out here in Texas right now. Kind of doing this kind of remote location type deal today, but the show must go on. So, I had to do what I had to do. So it is what it is. So anyway, man, I want to introduce my man, right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Your baby mama's favorite host, been Mr. Barry White Jr. voice himself. Mr. Gonna be soon to be Mr. Voiceover on somebody's platform at some point. So I got my man Jacob the Great in the building. What's going on, fam?
What up, man? What up, man? Just happy Sunday, everybody. A chance and a choice another day to get it right. But it is colder than the polar bear's toenails outside.
Well, I just said that
So,
yesterday. That's crazy. I just said that yesterday. I'm coming out the store.
man, look at here, boy. It's cold outside. So I want everybody to stay warm, be bundled up, man, and we praying for the homeless to have some shelter so they can go inside somewhere, man, because it's too cold for anybody to be sleeping on the streets, man. But we here. Now on
Oh,
those sports, NFL playoffs, um, NBA games, NCAA men's basketball, NCAA women's basketball, and is Shannon Sharp the new undisputed king of media sports? And so
mm.
we're gonna get into all that, and is Stephen A. Smith gonna slap Jason Whitlock down? We're gonna get into that too.
Hell no. Well, we got my man on here, Coach Page, once again sitting there with us. You know what I mean? To chop it up on these sports, man. Or whatever. So go ahead, man. Jacob, take it away. Get us to our first topic of the night.
First topic, man, none other than um, the NFL playoffs. What went down this week, last week, and what's gonna go down next week. So, since we have a special guest, Coach Page, he heavy in the football. Listen, bro. I ain't never seen somebody that give the flowers to the older cats from the high school days, and just let the young boys know, this is where you came from. This is what your uncle did. This is what your first cousin did. So, shout out to you for that, man. And NFL playoffs, man. The Cowboys lost. My boys got embarrassed, and it's a lot of things that has happened in this playoff. So, who do you think is going to be surprising to everyone? Is there going to be a surprise to who going to get to the Super Bowl or not?
Well, I'm gonna start off by saying, I appreciate y'all having me back on, man. I always enjoy every time I come up here, but honestly, I don't think it's gonna be a surprise. The final thing I left, pretty much,
Hey, breaking up.
You
but
breaking up. You breaking up bad, bro.
Hey, breaking up bad. Breaking up bad. Yeah. So while he trying to fix that, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening, bro.
Okay. I was gonna say why he's trying to get that fixed or whatever. Hope he can get it fixed so he can chop it up. I'm gonna say this. It depends on how you look at it as surprise, because I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the ones before the playoffs started that said it was gonna be Baltimore Ravens and San Francisco 49ers in the play. But that was just me it off of basically when I was watching Kansas City's receivers drop ball after ball, pass after pass. I've never seen Patrick Mahomes as frustrated as he was this year. So I was basing it off of that more than him himself. Because I knew he was good enough to get him back. It was just more based off the fact that his receivers couldn't catch a cold. You know what I'm saying, in the wintertime and 30 below zero. You know what I mean? That's how bad his receivers were this year. But the last couple of weeks they've been doing better. And I think it's more about being focused. I think that's what it really boiled down to with the Kansas City receivers. You could tell that the more focus and the attention to detail, running better routes, and being able to hold on to the ball, and the game plan of Andy Reid and putting players in the right position, and especially due to the fact that I think they may be motivated because I don't know if y'all heard this, but it's a rumor that this might be Andy Reid's last year, and also I read something today on Twitter. Uh, Twitter, maybe Travis this year. So they saying on he got other stuff he wants to get. So it may be both of their last hurrah. So most of them probably want to get a title before they get. I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing too. When it comes to Lamar Jackson, I'm not so still one of those guys have the big game. So until he do it, I'm gonna put my money on my homeboy. And other side with Detroit and San Francisco. Of course, I got a great nephew that plays Lions. And I want to say that at the beginning of the show, congratulations to them for getting back to the NFC Championship game or whatever. That's a big feat for them. But it's a lot of things that have to go right for them. But like you talked about, Jacob, Brock Purdy is not. He's beatable. You know what I mean? He's not Steve
Of
Young.
course.
Not Joe Montana. You know what I'm saying? He got the right game plan for him. But
Brock
go
Purdy
ahead.
is
Huh?
a systematic quarterback, man. He's in a great system. He's always been in a great system. But when those defenses get after him, man, he gets shook. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting to see. So brother, Coach Page, can you hear us, Coach Page?
I don't know. He's
So
still.
it's gonna be interesting to see, man. How the defense get after them, and it's gonna be interesting to see if they can get around Trent Williams and can they break him down. You know what I mean? So because from what I see and from what I hear them commentating, Trent Williams is always doing something, boy. That's definitely you know man giant like. You know what I mean? So what do you think about them handling Trent Williams?
I don't. I just think that when it comes to Trent Williams, you just have to run the defense to the other side and exploit the other offensive lineman because Trent Williams is who Trent Williams is.
Yeah.
So not going you're not going to beat the 49ers if you're trying to, you know, ba- you know, a blitz or whatever on his side of the ball or whatever the case may be. I mean, every offensive lineman is, prone to make a mistake here or there, but for the most part, you better run Hutchinson on the other side. You know, um, better, have your corner blitz. If you watch today, the Lions on a lot of what they call the timely corner blitzes. So they was running a corner blitz at timely fashions against Baker Mayfield, and you could do the same against Brock Purdy. He's not that big of a quarterback. He can't necessarily see over the line. We don't know if Debo Samuels is going to play, so they may be compromised there. And the thing about Detroit is one of the top teams in the NFL when it comes to stopping the running game. Their problem is on their back end with their corners and their safeties getting burnt. But if you kind of, what I mean, if you can kind of contain, Ayuk and you know what I mean, and kind of like if you contain the running game, then you maybe contain the passing game. The thing is will Jared Goff go without making mistakes and make the plays he needs to make those plays because he got you. And the thing about they have to do, they got to establish the running game. So Gibbs has to have some kind of running game to beat the 49ers. If they can run against the 49ers, then they can have a chance to beat them. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's the big thing.
well, I think that if you notice, man, when Debo getting double team or when IU is not having a good game, man, their coach designed multiple plays. Just it's like a ram hit in the bush for Kittles, bro. Like he'll put him at tight end, he'll put him at wide out, he'll put him in, he'll do slant with him. So Kittles is like a secret weapon that you may not see them use on, in multiple situations all the time. But when they do use them, he hurt teams a lot. And so the thing about Detroit, man, is because he a big boy. So is those linebackers gonna be able to contain him? Because you're talking about somebody that's what he like 6'7", about what 275, 280. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? He a big boy, man. So but it's gonna be interesting, man. I think golf. If he get going early in the first quarter, I think he gonna match the gas on the 49ers, man. Cause he got some elite receivers. He got great receivers, man. He got
Mhm.
route runners. He got people who can get separation. So it's gonna be a good game. And so I'm not gonna shut them out at all. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And then I don't think that they face a nose guard like your nephew, man. That can wipe the whole center out and get in the backfield where the quarterback is.
Yeah.
Like I heard Troy Aikman and multiple other commentators talk about him all this year. That
Yeah.
he don't
Probably
that
love-
that that, that teams don't really realize that how effective he is. On that defensive front.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris Collinsworth love lean. Like he almost
Troy
every
Aikman
time
too.
they play who?
Troy Aikman.
Yeah. Every time they play, Detroit plays, they always spotlight him and talk about him and how he pretty much helps control that line and allow those linebackers to come up and make plays and those safeties and stuff to come up and make plays by just holding his position. Sometimes getting in the backfield and disrupting the play or getting pressure on the quarterback and stuff like that. So he definitely helps control what they do out there on that defensive line or whatever. You know what I mean? But and I wanted to say this too. Like I don't know what it is about Josh Allen. He's kind of like it's kind of funny. I just thought about it. I said it's kind of like '90s watching Jordan play, and it's like all those other players, Reggie Miller and Charles Barkley, and all these guys were great players, but they just couldn't make that one play in a big game to get them over the hump. And that's kind of what Josh Allen is. He can't make that one play against
He's
Patrick
a
Mahomes to
he's
make
a he, he's a Dan Marino, bro.
yeah, it's crazy to me. Like, cause they had the game like early on. I was worried because I was like, ooh, because especially the running game, because that's gonna be the way to beat them because the way they running this ball. But then when Patrick them started making plays, and Pacheco he was a monster out there tonight. And I was like, because they really should have went up by 10 if once again a wide receiver fumbling the ball on the 1 yard line. But if he wouldn't have fumbled the ball, they would have won by they probably won going away or whatever. But I'm once I seen how they kept coming back, because at first I thought the Buffalo was gonna keep scoring, but I watched how that defense started to tighten up. I said, okay, in there, we got a chance to win this game. You know what I mean, or whatever. So I'm very pleased about what I said. That's why I said I got to really see if Lamar is ready for next week, and if he's ready to win a big game like that. You know what I mean? I have to see it to believe it. You know what I mean? He may. I think sometime like with him, he gets too anxious or too nervous, and I don't know if he's gonna be ready for them.
I
You
don't
know?
know what I don't know what he get. Be honest with you, man, but I just know, man, that even though he got good numbers, since he been in the league, man, but for him to only pass for 152 yards yesterday, that kind of worried me because you
Mm,
can't because you can't pass with that against. Patrick Mahomes boy in the crew and think you're gonna win. I'm gonna tell you that right now, boy.
No, no, no. Because the way they gonna have to really beat them, they better hope their defense is really stout against Patrick Mahomes, because I don't really necessarily think Lamar Jackson is gonna necessarily dominate the Chiefs defense. One thing that people don't realize, how good the Chiefs defense been all year long. That's why they
Hmm.
said many games as they did, the offense struggled, but their defense been on point all year long. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Getting ran over a little bit yesterday. But the thing about it is, other than Lamar Jackson, who really do they have in the backfield? The other running back they had got hurt. I don't even know. Did Dalvin Cook even play yesterday? Dalvin Cook. I don't even remember
I
seeing
don't
him
know.
out.
I know they brought him up, but I don't know, man. But and then what's interesting to me, Lamar Jackson said that his first playoff game, C.J. Stroud debut, making his first playoff run was better than his. He gave him his props. You know what I mean? He gave him his props. Sure
Yeah,
did.
definitely. Like, thing about if you look at Houston, I think Houston they need a bet. They need probably a more of a more consistent running game. So they need another running back. Whether they draft one or they sign one or whatever. Like I told you earlier, they could go out and maybe get a Saquon Barkley. Maybe get a Derrick Henry, somebody
Mm.
established running game to take some of that pressure off of C.J. Stroud or whatever. Maybe get them maybe a solid tight end. And you know what I'm saying. Other than that, they just kind of gotta grow really because they so young. They just gotta grow together. They
I
like
mean,
green.
but what happened on yesterday, they didn't use him enough. Cause Dalton Schultz was in the middle wide open a lot, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean that just come with experience. You know what I mean? He gonna get better and better. And I think he's gonna be one of the players to be the face of the league. One of the
Hmm.
next few years. You know what I mean? But that puts pressure on people like Justin Herbert, Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? Even Burrow. To get back to because that CJ Stroud coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So y'all other quarterbacks that's been in the league 5, 6, 7 years. There's no more excuse. Y'all, even Lamar Jackson has to get over that hump. At least get to he get in the AFC Championship game. So at this point, this is your time to show and prove. But the rest of them guys, them Josh Allen, them Justin Herberts, all them guys, they gonna have to prove they can make some noise. You know what I mean? They can't just keep letting Patrick Mahomes dominate them like this. You know what I mean? Over and over.
I don't know, man. I don't. I just think Patrick Holmes might be Josh Allen kryptonite.
Yeah, that he could be. He could be. I mean, it's always that one. For years, Tom Brady was that with Peyton Manning. He was kind of his kryptonite. He kind of got over the hump. Towards the end of his career. But sometimes you just got that one quarterback you just can't beat no matter what you do.
It's just like the Cowboys. We can't seem to beat Green Bay in the playoffs.
Yeah, that,
We
that that's crazy. That's crazy, especially the fact that I mean, shoot, the way Jordan Love out there, he out there looking like doggone Aaron Rodgers. Because even like yesterday, I don't really think that was his fault why they lost. Yeah, he made the interception at the end, but I feel like they should have won that game yesterday. Definitely should have won that one. Or whatever. Mistakes was happening at the end, but I don't think it was on him. He played about as well as he could play to win that game. You know what I mean? Or
right.
what? So it is what it is. But like I said, at this point, I'm going with Patrick Mahomes, and I'm gonna go with my heart over my head, and I'm gonna pick Detroit and Kansas City to get to the Super Bowl because I just
Mm.
want to. You know what I mean? I know that's a big deal. You know, whatever. So with the family and all that. So, uh,
But I
yeah.
don't know how that would end up, boy.
Hey, if it ended up being, I mean, if it ended up getting Kansas City and Detroit, yeah, like I said, I can't go against my homeboy. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I called myself going against them by picking Baltimore and San Francisco before the playoffs started, but that really wasn't going against him. Because I wouldn't like some people. Oh, he had a bad year and this, that, and the third. I'm like, did you see what this man was working with? I'm like, he had to wait for his rookie receiver to start balling out, and his tight end. You could tell his tight end is not as good as he used to be. He getting old. He like 34, 35. That's why maybe there's rumors that may be his last year, saying that he want to retire with his brother because his brother's supposed to retire last year and he came back for one more year. So he already announced his retirement, and he said he wanted to go. I guess they talked about always retiring together. So maybe this is his swan song to get up. You know what I mean?
So so Kelce like 34, 35?
Yeah. Well,
So who did he play before he played for the Chiefs?
I think I don't know. He been with the Chiefs the whole time, man.
Oh yeah, okay then.
I think so. It's just that I guess when he got to Mahomes, he took him to another level. But I think he been in Kansas City the whole time, as far as I know.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
but he don't got nothing else to prove. He gonna go down as top 3, 4 best tight end of all time. I mean, you put Shannon Sharp up there, you put Gonzalez, you put him, you put Gronk. So he gonna be in that top 5 or top best tight ends of all time. The way depending on how you look at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He won titles, so he don't got nothing else to prove.
No, he ain't got nothing to prove, man.
You
He
know.
ain't got nothing to prove. So man, let's talk about these coaches just get interviewed. So Harbaugh for
Mhm.
Michigan. What do you think he's gonna end up at?
I think he'll end up at the end of the day. I think he'll end up with the Rams. I think it makes the most sense.
The
Uh,
Rams.
I mean, not the Rams, the Chargers.
Okay.
I think it makes the most sense. Um, because he got a ready-made quarterback, and if you believe that he's the missing link to basically, I mean, he's proven that he can take, average quarterbacks and win. Or take, build a quarterback and build him up to be a champion. So I think that he may be what Justin Herbert needs to get him over the. They got a good team, or whatever down there, and whatever reason they underachieve every year. I don't know why, you know what I mean? Because the defense, I think they paid the most money last year. They had the high payroll for defensive players on the defensive side of the ball in the NFL, and they still got burnt left and right all over the field. So I think that him coming in, I think that's what um he may. I don't really see him nowhere else, to be honest with you. Either he gonna go back to Michigan, or I think go to the Chargers, because I don't really see him going somewhere else thinking he championship. Because that's what he want to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, he got that natty, so he want to be with the few coaches that ever won a Super Bowl. He want to be like his brother and at least get one. You know what I mean? Because I know if anything like my brothers, I know when they have Thanksgiving dinner or whatever it is, cookouts, I know his brother be talking mad trash.
Mm-hmm.
And so I already know he want that Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So
What do you think about Belichick?
I would say Atlanta. If it's not Atlanta, I don't see him going. I don't see nobody else scooping him. I think it's Atlanta because it's a report that Arthur Blank wants him bad. So I isn't it
Why?
more? Old. Arthur Blank about 100 years old himself. He want another 100-year coach.
He
So
ain't did nothing since he ain't did nothing since Brady, man. I wouldn't want him.
yeah, them old stick together. So what I mean, that's what it's about. So I think Belichick. That's why Arthur Blank want Belichick because they think alike. You know what I mean, or whatever. So I think that's one of the things where he want what he want, and I think it's probably just gonna come down to the numbers, like what they paying him, how many years he gonna do. But I got a feeling that's where he gonna end up. I think Belichick gonna end up in Atlanta.
So what do you think Ben Johnson and B Enemy going?
Ben Johnson, I think he's gonna end up in Washington.
Okay.
The enemy, I think he that may be a chance he Atlanta if Bill Belichick turns it down. That's the only way I see the enemy in Atlanta being the head coach if Belichick turns it. whatever. But other than that, I think Bieniemy either will come back to Washington or he'll end up at. And I don't really necessarily think he'll be in Washington because I don't think it makes sense if Ben Johnson is there for you to hire offensive coordinator that may not necessarily be the same. It's like having two people do the same thing. So I don't know how that would work if Ben Johnson's there as the head coach. I don't see the point. That'd be like overkill to have him and Bieniemy there together. So if
So
Bieniemy,
is the Jets and the Saints gonna fire their coaches?
nah, the Jets probably said they coach back.
Why?
They if they ain't fire a coach now, they ain't gonna fire him. Like if you gonna fire a coach, normally if you're not in the playoffs, you're gonna fire your coach on Black Monday. You know, day after the last game. You're gonna fire your coach that Monday. If you ain't fired your coach by now, you're not gonna fire your coach. You know what I mean? Like with the Eagles. If the Eagles is gonna fire their coach, they probably done it right after the game. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. I don't see them firing their coach at this point because it doesn't make any sense or whatever. So if they didn't already do it, so I just feel like, like I said, Bieniemy, he might either be an offensive coordinator again somewhere else, or he go to Atlanta if Bill Belichick turn the job down. But I don't see him anywhere other than Atlanta being an offensive coordinator.
You don't think that Mike Tomlin want him as an offensive coordinator?
Did he fire his offensive coordinator?
He will.
I don't know, because that's the one thing about Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin ain't don't necessarily hire black coaches on his staff. That's the kind of the credit people in that. That's kind of one of them people don't talk about. They might
Oh,
do it to hire black coaches, and he don't necessarily do it. You know
oh,
what I mean? Oh, I don't know. You know what I mean?
oh.
Two alpha males in the room together like that. I don't know if they get along. Him be enemy, be enemy or alpha male, and Tomlin an alpha male. They may butt heads a lot. You know what I mean? I don't know on philosophies and stuff. So you just never know. I don't know if the kind of style Bieniemy want to play offensively, if that's what Mike Tomlin want to do. Mike Tomlin more that he like that ground and pound. He don't really like all them trick plays and all that kind of stuff that, but that's never been known. Or you never know. He's not really he's not been known for that over the years. He's kind of that old school want to ground and pound you and play action pass. He ain't all with all them trick plays like Andy Reid and Sean McVay and all them guys, Kyle Shanahan and all them.
Okay. So where is Russell Wilson going?
I would say it makes sense for him to go to Pittsburgh. I've seen reports about he might go to Pittsburgh. I've also seen that if Bill Belichick goes to Atlanta, that he may want somebody like a Russell Wilson or a Kirk Cousins, because Kirk Cousins said if Bill Belichick would have him and where if he ended up in Atlanta, where if he ended up, he wouldn't tell him no.
Kirk
So,
Cousins in Atlanta.
so
I don't know about that one.
I mean, because think about Kirk Cousins, it's a lot of weapons around him, so it's not like he's not gonna have weapons, and I think he can strive, but he can do good enough to at least make them relevant. Because if you look at the NFC South, I mean, who you really got? Do you really think? I mean, Baker Mayfield is the future of Tampa. The jury's still out on Bryce Young. I want to get a man at least one more year because he had no weapons at all.
Baker Mayfield.
And then
Well,
got,
I ain't no Baker Mayfield fan, but he did exceed expectations of him going to Tampa. He really did.
yeah, but yes and no, because at the end of the day, it was still 9-8. So it ain't like the man was 11-6, 12-5 or something. They were still 9-8. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So I ain't gonna necessarily say I'm sold on him. So if you put Kirk Cousins in Atlanta with Kyle Pitts and what's the running back name? The rookie running back and Drake London and them guys. And I think they might go out and get him a tight end or something. shoot, if I was them, I'd go out and try to see if I can get a Brock Bowers or somebody like that, a tight end that can come in and make do some damage. The defense is pretty solid. Offensive line was decent. So, I think Atlanta could easily come in. They was 1 or 2 wins away from winning the South last year. So I think they can come in and possibly with a Kirk Cousins do some damage. Or if you brought a Russell Wilson in. Because I think what I think about Russell Wilson, I think what it boiled down to is Sean Payton was never sold on him. And if your coach doesn't like you or don't rock with you like that, it's like any job. If my manager don't like me or don't rock with me, they gonna make my job a living hell. So I just think Sean Payton was never sold on Russell Wilson, and he did everything everything he could to make his job, make him miserable to the point where I feel like he needs to be somewhere else. You know what I mean? So I
Okay.
would be other than maybe Justin Fields, but you know what I mean. That would be like the only person I would see maybe going to Atlanta other than them would be maybe Justin Fields would be the third quarterback.
So, do you think Derek Carr is washed up?
Derek Carr.
Yeah.
I don't think the Saints was a good spot for him because who do they really have for him to throw? Alvin Kamara was in and out the lineup all year. Michael Thomas is kind of,
Michael Thomas requested a trade though recently.
That's what I'm saying. So Michael Thomas, I mean, I don't know. I would never say washed up. I just don't think that was a good location for him to be at in the beginning. I really didn't never really necessarily love him being with the Saints in the first place. But I don't know. I mean, he might.
Which one of them receivers got to get money this year? Jamar Chase or T Higgins? Which one got to get their money?
Jamar, I think.
Yeah. So
both of them up though. I think both of them.
Yeah.
But one of them gonna have to go. They better sign both of them. You can't have two $25 million receivers at the same.
You don't think Joe will take a pay cut to keep him?
Who?
Joe might take a pay cut.
You talking about Joe Burrow?
Yeah.
I still don't know if you're gonna be able to, because what other team has two $20 to $25 million receivers, and everybody always talk about how T Higgins is a number one receiver. So I just think that he gonna have to end up. I think they're gonna have to trade him. You know what I mean? I think they're gonna have to end up trading T Higgins.
But somebody will definitely give him a bag.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm trying to.
Washington might give him a bag. Washington might give him a bag.
Yeah, because while you talking, I'm really trying to think who would be what would be a good team. Like I think the Chiefs, because the Chiefs don't have a number one. Rashid Rice, he gonna be pretty good. But if I was the Chiefs, I would try to go and get him, or whatever. Maybe even a Pittsburgh. I'm just trying to think about different teams that would need him off the rip. The Giants.
Yeah.
Even because the Saints kind of like Michael Thomas getting older, so they may need him. I mean, so I don't know, but yeah, I've never seen in the history of football where two got $25 million at the same time. You know what I mean? I just don't see that happening. You know what I mean? Just the way the salary cap set up, you can't pay both of them at the same time, and you got to pay. Did they already pay Joe Burrow?
They gave Joe like 270, 275, some shit like that.
Unless he restructure his contract, I still don't see them keeping both. I still don't see that happening. I think they would trade T Higgins and maybe draft like a rookie wide receiver. You know what I'm saying, and whatever kind of start over on that side of the other side.
I tell you who might pick up T Higgins though, for real.
Who's that?
And they got the money to spend. Green Bay.
Yeah. Well, but Green Bay, but they got some dogs down there.
They loaded it now.
They don't need them. Green Bay got some young dogs. So I don't think Green Bay need no receiver.
I think what's called need another receiver with him though. Devontae Adams need one more elite receiver with him.
What talking about with the Raiders?
Yeah.
But once again, if you're gonna pay, because how much you Devontae Adams might be in his final year, so I don't know. I think contract wise, so I don't know if they might can bring T Higgins on because they're not gonna be paying a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You could probably pay an extra receiver when you're not paying a quarterback. But like
Who is their quarterback though? The Raiders quarterback.
that's what I'm saying. They had that young guy, Aiden O'Neal, Connell, whatever his name was.
Okay.
So that if they're gonna bring him back, unless they go out and get like a
Yeah,
Russell
because
Wilson.
he's still under his rookie contract. So he still got like 2 more years on his contract.
Yeah. So if you in that situation, you could pay two receivers. But if you're in Cincinnati's situation when your quarterback getting 250, you can't pay two receivers 25, 30 million. And both of them both of them gonna be wanting that kind of bag because it's their first contract. You know what I mean? So it's your first first big contract, you want bag.
I don't know if Jerry ready. Jerry got to pay Pollard. He got to pay Parsons. He got to pay C.D. Lamb. And we're going to lose the down lineman.
Well, I heard, Pollard, like you were saying that Derrick Henry was tied to y'all. I heard Pollard was tied to us. They said we looking at trying to grab Pollard.
Oh boy, that'd be a healthy backfield for y'all. What?
Yeah, because we already got it. We got a power back. We get a little scat third down scat back like Pollard to go with Brian Robinson. Because Brian Robinson more of a power back.
Yeah, for finesse back. Pollard a finesse back.
Yeah. And if we get somebody replaced, like he'll be an upgrade over Antonio Gibson.
And you can line Pollard up in the slot, bro. Because he came from playing receiver.
Exactly. So I would take Pollard every day of the week. How old is Pollard? Like 26, 27?
Pollard 25.
Oh shoot, yeah. I'll take Pollard all day.
Pollard came in the league when he was 21.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, we definitely need to go get him then.
And Zeke going to Green Bay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we got the most money. We got the most money in salary cap in any team in the NFL. So
y'all about to have some players, bro. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So but the owner did say he want to build through the draft. That's the one thing. The owner said he not in no rush to win. We know to win immediately. He still wants to do it the old fashioned way in draft, which I think that makes sense especially until you get your quarterback or get your players around you and get your.
But man, you can't always build through the draft. That's been Jerry's problem, Icon. All these players be on the market, man. He don't want to get them, bro. Jerry want to build through everybody that he draft, man. That's been a problem for Dallas for 20 years.
Yeah. See, the problem with Dallas is, okay, like this is past season right here. They had a chance at the trade at the trade deadline to get a Derrick Henry. Go all in. When you know you're in a situation where you can win a Super Bowl, you got to do like the 49ers, the Eagles, certain teams when they know for winning a. When you know you're this close, you got and all year long. You know what I'm saying? Some of that pressure off of Dak. You go out. Derrick Henry already was complaining about that. He kind of felt that it was going to be his last season. You know what I'm saying? With Indianapolis, with Tennessee. So that was your time right there to go. I don't care if it was just for half a season, just to get you through the playoffs. Because I guarantee you have Derrick Henry in your backfield. Last week when you played, you could have took some pressure off of it, at least could have slowed, slow Green Bay down by running the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And man, I can tell you this, Icon. We could have took some pressure off Dak if we still had Zeke. Because Zeke was the pound back, man. Zeke was the meat back. And and Pollard come in there and give you 20, 30 yards. Because Zeke already wore the defense down, man. So it's like that was a bad move. And you're gonna have to pay Ferguson, bro. Ferguson coming. You're gonna have to pay Ferguson too, bro. But that's why you let Dalton Schultz go, because you didn't want to play Dalton Schultz. That was the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But listen, let's talk about this real quick. I want to get into this topic. Let's talk about these retiring coaches and what's your thoughts on. So we got Nick Saban that's retired. Um, you know, and we got Andy Reid that might possibly retire.
And
And
Sean McVay might retire.
yeah, because he was gonna retire last year, and they kind of got him to come back. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah, because he got another chap on the way. So Sean McVay got another chap on the way, bro. It's like he said he want to raise his kids.
oh, okay.
That's why he was thinking about it last year.
Did you
You know what I
just
mean?
say a chap on the way?
Yeah, what chap, child, kid, you know.
When old school like a mug, this joker said chap on the way.
He got another chap on the way.
Another chap. But
I
yeah, but
told you, man. I told you, man. Me and Shannon Sharp need to do a podcast together.
you sound like one of the old black and white movies that I used to watch on I forgot what that network is, whatever. Cause my wife was looking at me one time. We was on a cruise and she said, she said, why are you sitting here watching these old black and white movies from like
TV Land. That's TV Land.
yeah, like 40s and 50s. What TV Land? It's another channel. I forgot the name of it. But they show all these black and white movies. Sometimes they show the black ones too, but they show a lot of white old movies from like Gone In and
Hell,
all that
man.
like
Man,
that.
I still watch Andy Griffin. Hell, what? Hell yeah.
Anyway, but
Goma,
yeah.
crazy ass Goma Pie. Hell yeah.
But yeah, I can see Charles retiring because the I think this might and I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Donald called it quits because remember he was gonna leave and they threw him a bag. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Donald finally shut it down because I don't see the Rams, you know, necessarily. Matthew Stafford ain't getting no younger, so I
Man,
don't.
and his wife is pressing him to retire, bro. Because
Who
he done had 5 concussions since he been playing the NFL.
who
5.
Matthew?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got that many concussions. Don't sit it down. You can be sitting around talking to yourself in a minute, drooling on
Cause you
yourself.
know, CTE is a real thing, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see, I can see him, I can see them kind of revamping that whole team because I think they still got one of the highest payrolls in the NFL. So I think they might have to start trading some pieces off and kind of starting all over. You know what I mean? I just because I really see them. I don't see them beat the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? Year in, year out anymore. Because they could barely beat the 49ers when they was when they was at elite level. So I dang sure
Yeah.
don't see beating them now. You know,
Yeah.
these other teams is coming, so and they ain't getting it. You gotta think the Rams is an older team. Cooper Kupp like in his 30s, Aaron Donald in his 30s, Matthew Stafford in his 30s. You know what I mean? So I don't see them getting no younger. So they might have to go ahead and like all them guys might end up retiring and all at the same time, basically. You know,
Right. And then, man, you was talking about Bronny earlier today, right? So my man hit me up after I got on the phone with you today. He said, "Man, Jay, what you think about Bronny?" I said, "Man, he gonna be all right." He said, "Yeah, but I think Bronny should, if he decided to leave school, he should go overseas and play for like a year and then come back to the NBA." You know what I mean?
yeah.
I was like, well, that'll be better than going to the D League because he'll still get top dollar playing overseas just because of who he is. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I'm gonna tell you what he should have done, and he might transfer portal. I think he needs to be in a better because USC is not the coach. He don't know what he's doing, and he
Man, I
needs to.
kind of listen, man. I ain't really cut you off. When I seen he was going to USC. I said, bro, he ain't even going to a real basketball school, man, that has put players in the NBA. And he LeBron James' son? That make no sense to me.
Yeah, I think with that whole thing of him being staying in California and all that, but I feel like he need to be somewhere like even if he went to UCLA would have made more sense. But I think he needs
Yeah.
to be in Kentucky or Cal. You know what I mean?
Carolina or Duke or somewhere like that. Yeah.
Like I watch USC play, and the coach he'd be looking just as lost as the players. I'm like, who is this coach and why is he here? Like it's just they don't play with no kind of they don't
Intensity at all.
system. like they just run up down the court. They don't really run plays, and it look like they playing like a YMC basketball when I watch them play.
Trash.
So it's just like I don't get because he don't utilize none of his break because he had the number one player, like the number one player in college on the team, Isaiah Collier. Isaiah Collier was like number one, number two high school prospect coming out. And this man averaging like 10, 11 points a game. Like, how you got the number one player in high school and this man ain't averaging 20 points a game? You know what I mean? And y'all run up down the court. So I just like I'm like, yeah, he need to be. He should have left because it's too much pressure on him in California to be there. I get it, cause probably was closer, cause for LeBron to go see his games and all that kind of stuff. So I get why they did it.
Man, don't LeBron own a jet closer? Man, nobody worry about no closer, man.
So that's why I said I just don't think it was a good look. Cause I'm like, you pick all these California teams you pick USC. USC ain't never ever. You know what I'm saying? Only time good is when who was it? Was it not Cheryl? It wasn't Cheryl Miller. Who played for the women's basketball team back in the day for USC? I think that's the last time they've been any good. I think Harold Miner or somebody played with USC. That's the last time they've been good at all. USC ain't never been good in basketball.
When I think about USC, man, I think about Pete Carroll and Reggie Bush, and the quarterback that him and Blake Griffin got the same baby mama. That's what I think about USC. Yeah.
And think about USC. Even now in football, they ain't dealt with on national championship because Lincoln Riley is the most overrated coach in history.
So I can't. Here's another thing, man. Why did Caleb Williams go there, man? I know you from the DMV, Caleb, and man, and I know you had ties with a lot of ACC schools. You had ties with a lot of ACC schools and a lot of SEC schools. So you had ties with, from what I seen about his report, man, he had ties with like LSU. He had ties with Arkansas. He had ties with North Carolina, Clemson, Duke, Virginia Tech. But who really wanted him was Virginia Tech or Virginia, like cause he close by. You know what I'm saying? So they was recruiting him since he was in ninth grade. But I don't know why he went.
Clemson, y'all would have won the national title. I'm telling you.
What you say now?
If Caleb Williams would have went to Clemson, y'all would have won the national title. That's how good Caleb Williams is.
Good.
If he would have went to Clemson, y'all would have won the national title. You know what I'm saying? I believe that in everything in my soul, y'all would have won a national title at least last year or this year, because he carried USC. USC was giving up 40 to 50 points a game, and he was still he just couldn't anymore. But if he would have won with a team that had a real defense like Clemson or whatever, or Georgia dang sure wouldn't have lost with him. You know what I'm saying? If he went to LSU, he might have won a national title. You know what I mean? Or if he would have went to a lot of them SEC teams that.
Man, let me tell you something, man. Like Drake Mayo, he good, but Caleb Williams would have said North Carolina on fire, boy.
Yeah, if he went to Carolina, they would have at least been, I feel like, 11-1. You know what I'm saying? They would have been right there in that top four at least. And they would have been in the spot that Florida State would have been in. They would have been there with Carolina. Because Drake May, to me, he kind of had the same kind of career that Sam Howell did. Sam Howell, his junior year, balled out. You know, and he came back for his senior year. He had an average season. It was the same exact thing.
I got two things to say, Alcon. We need to fire Darvin Ham ASAP because your grandbaby can coach the Lakers better than he can.
Yeah, he need to go.
He trash. He trash. And I'm gonna say this: Shador Sanders talking about he want to be a Cowboy. Said it publicly in the media that he want to take Dak's spot. I said, Shador, I like you, bro, but you know, Jerry and Dak, no, bro, you can't take that spot.
But you see what his brother did.
Huh?
See what Dak brother said, right? Dak brother,
Them fake Cowboy fans.
huh?
He was talking about the fake Cowboy fans.
Well, no, he was saying when he was talking about Dak. He was talking about how Dak need to get a fresh start because basically it's taking too much toll on Dak on Dak. It's taking too much
Yeah.
too much of a toll on him, and he fresh start. And because the
Yeah.
fans can play, that's why some of the players had to step up, like Michael Parsons and some of his teammates had to step up because, you know, I guess maybe they seen it or maybe he think about it or they maybe
Michael Parsons' brother said the same thing about him. That Michael Parsons need to get out of Dallas. For real, for real.
he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going. He about to get a bag. He
But
just
but man, to get a bag icon and to not even think you potentially ever gonna win a ring, it's different, man.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like first of all, he playing out of position. He don't need to play DN. He need to be a middle linebacker. And second of all, man, do I think that might go somewhere else and do well? I do. I do, man. I really do. That's too much pressure for Dak, man. It is.
Well, I just think because they got to give him all this money because they basically saying they have to pay him because if they go into next year without paying him a new bag, then he gonna be $59 million against the cap. So they won't be able to sign nobody if they let him go in the
It-
next
it-
under that same contract. So they have to give him a multi-year deal so they can sign Michael, so they can sign whoever else that they need to sign, possibly bring Pollard back or whatever. So they got to give him a new bag.
and
So
then it's in his contract that he can't be traded unless his deal is all the way up. He can't be traded.
yeah, I mean, I guess really up to him if he really wanted to leave, he could leave. You know what I mean, or whatever, or they gonna have to, but they got to give him 55, 60 million unless he do like a Brady. If I was him, I would do a Brady. I would take a pay cut. You know what I'm saying? A slight pay cut so you can bring more players in because you're gonna get your money. Play for Dallas. Hell, you're gonna get endorsements and stuff all the time. So you're gonna keep them bag. So you don't need
Yeah.
to have most money in the NFL to be able to, you know, to be able to win. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you done made enough money. You know what I'm saying? Cut your, cut your salary down a little bit so you can get better players in there. That's if Jerry Jones bring other players in. You know what I mean? Other than always just so uh set on just who to get in the draft. You
Right.
know, at the end of the day, really, all y'all really need, y'all probably need another running back to go with Pollard. Um, I mean, y'all could probably use a younger, maybe another offensive lineman because your offensive lineman, what's got to stay hurt all the time, Smith. Um, but
He
other,
he, he
y'all
just need to
and
he
line,
just need to man Smith just need to retire and become a rollerblade coach. Cause he ain't never on the field, bro.
the hell, this nigga said a rollerblade coach. Oh my god. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, but y'all need probably like some bigger, another couple of new D tackles, couple maybe a linebacker. But other than that, y'all back end set. You know what I mean? You got Trayvon Diggs coming back next year to go with Blaine on the other side. So, you got your safety, so you're good on that end. So
Yeah,
you need a whole lot more. You know what I mean? See
yeah.
much I mean, really, you
And
know.
Dak need to learn how to use his legs and stop being scared, man. I told my sister tonight, I said, man, if Dak run that ball like Josh Allen run the ball, man, cause Josh Allen take off on you.
Doggone Dak Prescott like that thick chick you used to play when you was a kid when I chased around the neighborhood. Yeah, Dak the man he lose look he running around. Yeah.
Yeah, man, yeah. So that but we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see, man. Another season, another year. So, man, we gonna see what it is, man. And I mean, you can close out, man. We can get out of here.
Yeah, before we get, I just want to say this one thing, and but the one person need to shut up forever is Steven Jackson. And I told you this, and I'm gonna say this on live while we on here now. Steven Jackson.
More than Jason Whitlock? No, bro.
Well, everybody know Jason Whitlock, and Jason Whitlock, at least he don't apologize for being what he is. Steven Jackson runs around here and acts like he's like this. Oh, I'm a real dude. I'm a real dude. This all. No, you ain't. Because first of all, you messy. You messy because you sat up here and you want to talk about Shannon Sharp should have told Cat Williams, like should have checked Cat Williams. But then you allowed when Isaiah Thomas came on your show and basically talked about Michael Jordan, you and Matt Barnes sitting there like little kids, all into it, like y'all were just so into the conversation. Then as soon as Charles Oakley coming on there, y'all want to go to Keith Ken and all that. When Charles Oakley came back at Isaiah Thomas, y'all on there Keith Ken and all that other stuff. But y'all saying you didn't stop Isaiah Thomas, you didn't stop Charles Oakley. So you can't tell Shannon Sharp what he should have done when you allow people to come on your show and do the same thing. And when Kwame Brown came at you, you backed down to Kwame Brown. You know what I'm saying? Kwame Brown punked you and Matt Barnes and talked about everything, but your mama and your daddy about you and said he wanted to whoop both of y'all asses and y'all still back down. So I don't want to hear about none of y'all being real and y'all trying to chastise other people what they supposed to do on their show if you're not gonna do the same thing. And so other than that, shout out to Village Global Network, Kimmy, my man Senior, She Real Tiffany. You stay safe out on that road because Tiffany do what I do when she out here, you know what I'm saying, moving vehicles and doing all what she does. So she keep so shout out to Tiffany, shout out to Independent Chicks and T-Dub Entertainment, our girl out there in Mississippi. You know, so all our fans, sorry that Randy Page couldn't stay on tonight. He was having some trouble, some issues with his internet, but maybe we can get him on a future show again or whatever. But everybody have a blessed week, and just keep pushing, and we see y'all. You see top.
Peace.
Have a good one. Get out of here. This time I'm gonna play the right song to get out of here. Shoot. Oh man. If I can find it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ain't it? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We gonna get out of here for the night. But y'all have a good one.
People seen it, but they just don't know.
What I told you, Cutter.
People seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they just don't know. People,
Let's go.
people